All right. It's been a while since I've done a weekly analysis. Um, the dollar itself has been in a little bit of a descending consolidation, but I'll give you my updated analysis on the dollar um, and maybe a couple of other pairs. Okay. Let's start on the monthly because I believe we had a new month. Um, Same thing. If you've seen my other weekly analysis where I'm expecting the dollar to go, I'm very interested in this 1 year R2F signature gap. It's basically a fair value gap, slight differences. But I believe that to be the draw on liquidity. So price will be drawn here. It's also a previous year low. Previous year's high is up here. And yeah, it comes at a very interesting time. It nears it at a very interesting time with the US elections coming up and uh, so many things happening, on the world stage. So this can be very interesting. A yearly gap that provides quite a bit of price movement. All right, so I'm expecting some sort of price movement. I'm not going to anticipate it's going to break this high or anything like that, and it may just come lower and who knows how low it could go or how high, right? But I'm looking at the short term. This is my draw on liquidity down here. If you go to the weekly, or the flow is following such. Okay, so we had a SIBI that got created and used, and price has just been chopping all the way down. It finally broke this low, and we have this low next, which is somewhat of equal lows related to this top of this fair value gap threshold over here and this low. Okay, don't forget previous low is year's low is down there as well. So we go to the daily chart. We can see how messy it was. 2 day, um, yeah, 2 day inversion fair value gap. Yeah, and it's following that. Last time I had a look at the dollar index was actually when I was wondering if this would be an inversion fair value gap, and it's been using that as such. Daily, really choppy on the daily, so not touching that. Yeah. So yeah, you can see how there's been some time distortion, you call it accumulation. There's basically a consolidation happening at this general area, and yeah, I believe it's being drawn down here. So I don't know how long this consolidation will last. On the dollar index, there's nothing high probability here. So at the most, we can wait and wait. Cross pairs do a lot better during consolidations of the US dollar. But I am expecting a low dollar because I am expecting higher prices on other assets. Go on things like New Zealand dollar. Okay. I'm expecting price to. Okay, this guy is scheming on how juicy this looks. Yeah, before this week opened, I already had the anticipation that price wants to come and take out all this, at least come into this zone, maybe this small order block here, and eventually into this yearly gap over here. On the weekly, we got a refined volume gap as well. So I'm anticipating price coming today, right? We had a small liquidity sweep here, somewhat still equal lows created, right? But we had an expansion. We had a 2 week breaker expansion. We just keep going up. So this is my draw. This is my draw on price. I believe it wants to come up here. Euro. Euro's creating some of these equal highs. So yeah, I think we also can go higher, potentially coming up to taking that in the near future. It's not as clean liquidity as the New Zealand dollar, but generally they move somewhat in the same direction. So pound hit my target of this SIBI new week opening gap and this yearly. I believe there's a small, tiny yearly wick there. Fair value gap. SIBI, yeah, and it's also this new week opening gap, volume gap here as well. Opening gap, so that got reached. So now I'm just waiting. There's a nice gap, weekly gap down here that price may return to. That'll be interesting on the monthly. So we got 18 hours for a new month. Yeah. So I would like price to not reach that. before next month, and the next month opens. Oh, come into that, and I'll be looking for probably higher prices from there. Relative equal highs between here and here. Well, here is equal, here's relatively equal, and put them together, they're both also relatively equal. So we could see the dollar just eating rubber, eating. Can't really swear here, but I see the dollar, yeah, a bit of resistance, but I think we can consolidate. I think probably a little bit of a manipulation to explode past all of that. I'll gap in here. Yeah, so definitely looking for higher prices. How about the dollar yen, right? Dollar yen was interesting as well. So, yeah, so dollar yen came all the way back up here. So it came into this 4-month gap. Had nice order flow all the way into this 4-day breaker block, and now, yeah, I think we can hit for lower prices. The Japanese yen, the central banks increased interest rates, so look what happened to the dollar yen. It's been pumping all the way here, but with increased interest rates, I think we can start to see lower prices as well on a fundamental side. I believe this should come lower, take out liquidity here. I'm anticipating lower prices, and we did have a fast one here. I think there was elections or something. I wasn't really paying attention to any news that created this sudden drop. Yeah, 300 plus pips in less than an hour. It was very nice. Price came up and took up the equal highs here as a draw on liquidity, and then boom, very very nice. This is not hindsight stuff, guys. All this was said before the fact. All right. Everyone's saying like, "Oh, ICT it doesn't work." Blah, blah, blah. You're so stupid. All right. Keep using your moving averages and stupid kindergarten rubbish. And not that you can't make money using that, but it's very difficult to find an edge using that. You have to be really statistical, and yeah, it's really subjective to the market that you're trading as well. So, and I believe if anyone successful doing that, using just these basic lines and indicators that don't really hold a bearing on why price moves, why they're successful doing that is they have a very tiny edge, very tiny positive edge, and they also have just experience of looking at the chart. Okay, anyone who has experience just looking at the chart over a number of years can start to recognize things subconsciously that you don't know why. Okay, when you're learning ICT concepts, whether what he says is true or not, he gives the why things are happening, and you can use that for yourself. You can actually use that, and it works. It's not subjective. Any time frame, any market, it does not change. Okay, I don't trade a lot of these markets that I watch, but I'm telling you where price is gonna go. All these cross pairs, I don't even watch it. I can look at it once, throw a few lines, and I can tell you where the drawn liquidity is. Anyway, pound New Zealand dollar, pound New Zealand dollar. The short in euro New Zealand dollar, that was nice. Yeah, my initial short was up here, and I closed it here just to weather the possibility of price coming further up into this. Did it come into this 2-day CB and generally retesting this trend line? But immediate reaction lower, so I got back in. Came back into this 1-hour inversion gap, and then gave up the ghost, and now it's following. Where am I going to take profit? Down here, just 5 lots, but it's a pretty decent move. What's down there? What's down there? It's a daily. All right, it's a 5-month fair value gap. 5 months, yeah, 5 months. Ooh, equal lows down here, kind of like that. Tell you what, target here, and then here, limit, maybe buyback. Let's buy back 350. Let's buy back 3.5 lots. Yeah, just noticed that. Okay, so I'll take partials here, then the rest of 1.5 lots down there. Came into, 2-day inversion gap. Classical. So I'm expecting lower prices on euro, New Zealand dollar. So New Zealand dollar should have a lot more strength than the euro. If I'm going to go long, probably want to go long on the New Zealand dollar, right? Why not? If I'm bearish euro New Zealand dollar, and I believe both euro and New Zealand dollar USD is going to go up, why not go long on the stronger pair? Okay. Euro GBP, very nice. Following that, oh, so beautiful, so beautiful. What's this line? I don't know what that was. 6-month bearish order block, and I don't know. I think there's a yearly gap down here as well. U.S. oil. Yeah, I was expecting a short on it. Not too familiar, but I'm looking at this trendline liquidity here as a target, possibly coming to this yearly busy. Let's go back to the weekly, daily. Okay, nice gap here. Yeah, unless this looks good. I think to go down. If it goes up, that's very peculiar. I would go to, if it does go up, I believe maybe into this small volume gap here. If the trade gets stopped out, right? With this more refined stop loss. This is oil. So we have a new 9-month coming in October in one day. So expect a move, expect something different. Should be all right. Gold is just making new highs and stuff, so I'm nothing to talk about gold. There's nothing to the left of the chart. I'm not going to call like a top or bottom based on some arbitrary thing. When there's more information that price will come down or price will go up, I'll do an analysis on that. Okay, Bitcoin. All right, it's 4 month. Okay, very good. 3 months. So got a 3-month busy. Price consolidating here. I would like to find out more information. So I want to see this close. I want to see the close of this candle, which is in 3 months, so it's not too close to now. 9-month is going to close again in one day, and 3 months also in one day. Okay. 3-month also not providing too much information, but let's see what happens at the end of this day. Of course, get a new monthly close. That will be also indicative. If we get a monthly close higher, I think it would be good for a long. I think it would be good for a long to get a monthly close higher. Weekly. So today, weekly, monthly close in one day. This is the weekly chart. So you can kind of anticipate this way, thinking, okay, monthly, but it takes 1 week, 1 week more for this candle, and then price may come down. So you might anticipate what may happen. We may just move lower from here. Who knows? So it's nothing too confirmed at the moment. Just in this rate choppy consolidation. News manipulating everyone. It's bullish. Oh, it's bearish. It's bullish. Trump supports it. Kamala Harris supports it. China's banning it. China is supporting it. It's just very, it's all rubbish. So that's it. I mean, I guess some of you look at ES and stuff, but I don't really. It's also at all-time highs. I don't have much information there. Okay, this is gap down here. If I turn this off, settlement address contract changes. Okay, something here which may be a drawn price in the near future. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. And price usually has support at these levels. You see this? Boom, boom. But if you turn that off, it's not that clear. Turn it on. You're like, ooh. Yeah, these are the biggest ones. one big one here. So you can expect price possibly coming down into that. Of course, if you're NQ. On the daily, by the way, there's nothing too obvious there. NQ, yeah, also not much information on the daily. Have to wait for more information. Don't really have an opinion. I don't follow this charts very much. Most likely come into this weekly fair value gap over here on on NQ. So yeah, possibly lower prices. That's what I'll be saying. 4 hours. Okay. Yeah, most likely lower prices come into here. All right, so that's it. Hope we found that insightful, and I'll try and do another one next week. Hopefully there's more interesting things happening on the USD. Okay, till next time. Bye bye.